different people that are actually doing well. So I've been in that setting for over 25 years. So like you said, it is a joy to see people doing well.
Yeah, it is to see people turn the corner, with mentalism, to see people turn the corner with their mindset to say, I want change. No matter what you do in life, there's always a way to come full circle. A lot of times we just throw people away. And this is the reason why I wanted to get both of them today in studio with me today. I wanted them both to come together with me today because mindset is one of the biggest challenges that we have as human beings. And we challenge ourselves. We give up on ourselves sometimes. And we don't want other people to give up on us, but we give up on ourselves. And in order for you to reach the pinnacle of what you want to achieve in life, it has to start with you. It can't be you want someone else to pick you up and make them responsible for how you feel about yourself. But it is a beautiful thing when someone comes along and they see promise in you. They see more in you than you see in yourself. That's the beauty of it. And helping a person to come full circle and recognize that they have that. Some of us need a little bit more help than others, which is okay. And that's the reason why God put us all in these different places and spaces that we bring this through to fruition for people. And so it's not just about one person waking up and say, I'm a great person, I'm going to be great. It takes time. It's maturity, it's experience, and it's all those things that bring a person full circle. And then after you become full circle, you have to grow new circles because you have to continue to evolve. So, Charles, when someone comes to you and they have this goal and they want to get healthy and they want to get healthy, how do you what's one of the greatest challenges that people have that you would say that they have of just being able to cross over the threshold to make progress? What's one of the biggest defining moments that you can identify when you know someone is going to make progress? What is that like for you?
I would say I had a gentleman named Philip. I'm also a high school track and field coach.
Don't say any last names, but go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. I had a young gentleman named Philip. I was track and field, high school track and field coach. And Philip, I forgot the reason, but it was something that Philip, he was a skinny kid, very lean, like a Barney Fife or something. And he was great at track, but I had to teach him to be able to push himself because Philip wanted to compete at the college level. And after I got Philip to believe that you can do more than what you're capable of doing, is just your mindset. Like after practice, me and Philip used to go in the weight room and hit more. I used to work on a one-on-one. And then as his body started to get stronger and he started to eat better, and then he started to see his performance change. Kids that used to beat Philip running wasn't able to beat him. As like he became one of our top athletes. And at the end of the season, Philip did get a scholarship to go to run at a college. And that was so great to see that he came from something that he thought he could never do to something that he's accomplished now. Philip has graduated from college. He has a great job. And one day I saw him out in the street and we gave each other a big hug. And I run into him every once in a while, and I'm friends with his parents. And it was just a beautiful thing to see Philip develop to like the little train that said, like, I think where I thought it couldn't. And then it said, I think I can. And that's what that makes me think about. I always like to see people, triumph. I'm kind of like an optimist, even though I talk, like a lot of times when I talk to myself, like, even though where maybe I may be a situation that I'm not on the positive end of, I would say like it's just a temporary situation. And in the long run, I know things will go from negative to positive, and it's just a learning situation.
So, now we're going to tie it together. And because I wanted our listening audience to be able to listen to the both of you, because I've talked to, I've known them for some time, both of them. And we're going to teach you today about how to bring 3 crucial ingredients for success in who you are as a person and what makes you as a person and the longevity of what keeps you together, okay? And now we're about to bring this stuff home. Number 1 is mindset. Number 2 is discipline. And number 3 is nutrition. And you have to have all of those 3 things to make it work. You have to have all of those to make it work when you want to accomplish something. Because if you accomplish something and you're not healthy, how can you continue to perform? That's one thing. How can you also be able to achieve peak performance if you want to go to the next level and you have a goal in mind as an athlete, or you have a goal in mind as, just period of something that you just want to be healthy? How can you achieve that without nutrition? How can you, if you have the nutrition part together but you don't have the willpower, then how can you achieve that? How can you continue to be healthy if we don't have movement? In order for us to be healthy, we must have movement. Our bodies have to continue to move throughout the process of our lives. We have to have movement, because the moment that we no longer have movement, we become frail and our bones don't perform the same. So we're going to be explaining all those things today. Then if you don't have the mindset if you don't have discipline if you don't have discipline, any type of discipline, you can't achieve either one of those. And so that's the reason why I wanted to have Erwin come in, because Erwin's going to talk about discipline. What are some of the things that people, how they defeat themselves when they don't have discipline, and when they become to have discipline, how they evolve. That's number 1. Number 2, the discipline to know that I need to become healthy. And so what is that like? What's that metamorphosis like for a person when they start to achieve the metamorphosis from a moth to a butterfly? What is that metamorphosis like? And then also, in the long run, sustainability as for your own being, what is that going to be about? And then that's when I'm going to break that down to you. So we're going to go step 1, step 2, step 3, and we're going to get it done today. So with that part being said, Erwin, you got to go first, because you got to talk about, we want you to talk about the discipline of how we what is it that helps a person to come front and center of their belief system of who they are, what they are, and what they're going to do in life. And once they understand the mechanisms in place for discipline, the evolution of who they become, can you just break that process down for us? And we were just really all ears, and we want to listen to that process, because I think it's a very important building block, one of the fundamentals, because you know how we say, okay, you don't want to train your children at home, and then they get out and they just start cutting up all over the place, and they're saying, people know that you're not really working with that child like you should, or you might be, but it might be a few things missing you might need some help with. It just depends on the situation, because we can't always judge, but as human beings, people do judge, but sometimes you can't judge another person for what they're going through, because you never know what they're dealing with their children. So, Erwin, if you could just bring that out and explain it to us. The floor is yours.
Okay, so in my case, I give glory to God, to my parents. I think your home upbringing and what your parents mirror to you is very essential in how you actually perceive different aspects of life. So, first of all, I was scared to death of both of my parents. But I was a person that was not trying to disappoint them, follow all the rules they had set in place. But like you said, in a young age, you learn early if there are consequences when you don't do what you need to be doing or doing inappropriate stuff. So, like I said, first of all, I was scared straight. So I was on a straight and arrow. And You know, I found out what it was like that I veered off of that path. So something you had to experience and learn on your own. But overall, like you said, it was compared to today, a lot of these kids don't respect their parents, or they definitely don't feel their parents either. So I don't know if maybe they're not getting those whippings and stuff that I got back when I was young.
Yeah,
so I remember every last one of them. You know, it even starts back to your grandparents. So it's that foundation, the closeness of your family. So, like you said, I came up in church. Went to church and Sunday school every Sunday. Like I said, if you didn't go to church, you couldn't even go to the house and play. So you got to do the full circle. Like I said, do everything you given to do. Stay on task, and like I say, follow your parents' rules as well. So, in general, like I say, a level of success is determined by the level of discipline. So, just like an example of. I had perfect attendance from all through middle school and high school. So I don't know if that was from me just being an only child and I want to be around others. But like I said, it worked. So I got my work done, and I didn't miss a day of school for those middle school and high school. So all that stuff carried over with me. Perfect attendance, being on time. You know, I'm on time for work. I go to work every day. I was a person that didn't call off sick. Even if I was sick, I felt I had to be there. So even with that, there is a boundary that, well, unfortunately for me, I overlooked my family needs at the time. I'm like, well, I have to go ahead and make this money so we can be successful and get all the fruits of life that we wanted.
Well, what is it like for, it's wonderful, but it's a beautiful thing when you have those fundamentals that you really, really need that's going to take you through into adulthood, that you have that foundation that you need. What is it like within what you do? What is it like to help a child or help someone to become full circle that didn't have that benefit? What is that? How do we get them there? What is that like? How do we get them to where they need to go and to be able to be a productive member of society rather than just throwing them away and losing them? What do we do? What is that like? What is it? How do we get them there?
Well, actually, really, you have to give them time and pour into them and, communicate, talk with them. A lot of people actually communicate or get along better with outsiders than they do with their parents at times. So sometimes someone from the outside actually can communicate better with different individuals. So even at an early age, I did a lot of mentoring and tutoring through school and college. I was part of the Boys and Girls Club and, kept organizing trips and helping out needy people. And even now to the day, we're doing a lot of stuff with donating food to the homeless and all kinds of stuff. You just never know what's going on in a person's life. So the easiest thing to do is smile. So it doesn't cost you anything. You'd be surprised that just with a smile, we smile at somebody saying hello, just how great that'll make them feel. Like, so you just never know what a person's going through. I try to always be positive and uplifting. Even with myself, even if I have personal stuff going on, no one will ever know because I always have that glowing smile on my face and welcome personality. So, other than that, somewhat, I don't like anyone saying they can't do anything. So, you try to emphasize to get that word out of your vocabulary. And basically just kind of, you're building them up, fulfilling them, and always make the person feel they are loved and they can achieve anything that they desire in life. But nothing comes easy. You have to put in the work.
Yeah, and that is the key a lot of. Yeah, you're right. That's the key a lot of time. That's the big word, love, Love. Because a lot of times we lose people because they don't feel that they're worthy. They don't feel that they're loved. They don't feel that anyone can love them. And so therefore, a lot of people weren't shown love. And so a lot of people, don't really understand the meaning of love. And so sometimes, discipline and tough love